So for this second talk of the technical track of OCA Days 2025, here we have the lead developer at Foodles, responsible for developing and maintaining custom audio modules related. It's for sorry, okay. So we have the lead developer at Foodles, responsible for developing and maintaining custom audio modules related to stocks and logistics, with occasional contribution to the OCA. Previous experience include SAS development in healthcare and AI music industries, as well as R&D in social robotics. Please welcome Alexandre Galdeano.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the title of the talk is Trying to Improve the Developer Experience by Generating Typing Classes for Odoo Models.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about something that's been on my mind since I started developing in Odoo a couple of years ago, which is generating typing classes for Odoo modules. This project started a couple of months ago on my personal time, and then I was somehow able to convince my company that I could use company time instead, which is nice, always nice. And since they're also paying for the trip for my team and I will say a couple of words about what's Foodles. So what do we do and who we are? We are an 11 years old French food tech company with just shy of 600 employees, including a small subsidiary in London. We deal mainly with auto businesses, and we offer three main other businesses, and we offer three main services. The first one is a connected fridge for the employees. They can unlock the fridge using a QR code on the mobile app, and then they take whatever food they want to eat, and it will be billed automatically. The second one is a click and collect service using a dedicated fridge, which enables employees to order the day before what they want to eat, and we have special foods for pre-orders. And finally, we provide staff and food for a kitchen at the location where we sell a wide variety of food and beverages in complement of our fridge. Said kitchen usually is designed and built by us. We can reuse an existing one if there is one. In total, we have close to 1,000 smart fridges and Foodle bars in and around big cities of France and in the London area. So we used Odoo to manage parts of these services, and we have two teams dedicated to developing our custom Odoo modules. So while I truly believe that improving the developer experience in Odoo is good for the community, I first and foremost believe it will be good for our teams and I. So what's on the menu today? First, I'll expose our motivations and, well, my motivations. So you can decide for yourself whether or not you should care. Then I'll talk about the inheritance system in Odoo, how it works. Functionally, I won't go into the technical details, but how it affects you as a developer, and why it doesn't play nice with the IDE's auto-completion system. Third, I'll present quickly the modules I develop. Well, it's not a module, it's a script. The script I develop, what it does, how it does it, how you can use it. And then I'll talk about the limitations, the issues, and the future plans, which are plenty because this is still a proof of concept. So first, the motivations. I used to be a Java developer, so I care a lot about typing, maybe more than I should. And even if in Python it's merely a suggestion, like in TypeScript, for instance, I really care about this. But I don't understand that this is not everyone's taste. The initial cost is not negligible, and wrongly typed code can be more detrimental than no typing at all. However, I find that it gives more context, more insights about what I'm working with, what I can do with it, and it can partially, just partially, compensate for poorly named variables or functions. Plus, it makes the IDE autocomplete much more relevant, and while LLMs have made tremendous progress in the past couple of years, it's still very useful to be able to know which functions are available for my given module. So let's talk about the differences between the Odoo inheritance system and Python inheritance system with these two examples that seems at the first glance very close but are not the same actually. So first you have three classes. One is a model A in the package one is a model B in the package one as well. The package B has a field referencing the model A package one, and then you have a package two, a model A in package two, which inherits from the one in the package one. Okay. So if you have an instance of the model B in the package one, what is the structure of the subfield model A? Well, it's a model A from the package one, so it only has the field A, which is an integer. And in Odoo, you have something that is similar. You have a model A in the module one. You have the model B in the module one, which references the model A. And you have the model A in the second module, which has another field. And the same question is, if you have an instance of the model B in your module one, what is the structure of the field model A? Well, it depends. If the module one is installed, well, you just have the field A, like in the previous example. But if the module 2 is also installed, which is the case when you have a dependency, it will also have the field C. So basically, depending on which modules you have installed, you don't have the same fields available to you. So now we are talking about generating typing classes and why it's so difficult. This is part of the problem. Here an example with a race company or results. I'm using the old way of annotating the typing to be compatible with old versions of Python. And what are my requirements? I wanted to be able to list all functions and fields available to a record for my given module. I wanted it to be compatible with any IDE. I did not want it to just write a plugin for each IDE. I wanted something that doesn't require a lot of maintenance, so it should be generated automatically consistently. What are also my requirements? Well, I wanted to have something that works also if you iterate on your record, because as you know, a record, if you iterate on it, you have the same type. If you already use type ints in your code, it should reuse them. And it should be able to handle cyclic dependencies, related fields, and multiple inheritance. I haven't spent all that much time to try to find an existing solution. The few I found did not work for me, and I was very interested by the technical challenge, so sorry if I just reinvented the wheel. Okay, little demonstration. So it's an example. You have a small module that just inherits for the REST partner and adds another field, a minute one field. And you have your script here, or any Python file. And you want to search all your partners. You have your partners. You want to do something with it. You don't have any suggestion. Maybe your LLM will kick up here, but it won't, may be not relevant in that case. And if you iterate over your partners, same, you don't have a lot of things. Okay. And then I generate the typings. New folder has been created. You have a big file with all the modules. And then if you do partners, then you have the create, supplier calendar, which was the new field. You have also other functions from the abstract model or from other REST partner, other definitions of the REST partner. So let's get the supplier calendar ID, and you also have the fields suggested to you. Okay, and if you do it for the partner, you have the same. So how does it look? As partner. Here's this one. So a REST partner is a model of a REST partner. That's what makes the loop thing work. You have a little bit of documentation that explains to you which were the models used. And also you can see that even in the base module of Odoo, REST partner is defined in 2 different files. And you also have the inherits. And you have all the fields there. And we should find the supplier calendar ID here, which is a resource calendar. And then you have all these fields available to it. So that's it for the demonstration. So how does it work? I just open, in the script, when you launch the script, you say, OK, I want 2 types for this given module. It just loads the manifest, look at the dependencies, and for each module that is found, we list all the Odoo models we find, what is the model name, whether the model is abstract, transient, or concrete. We find the list of inherited models also, the list of all Odoo fields, of all known private methods. When I say private, I'm talking about mangled named functions. And we also scan their signatures. This is to reuse the existing type-ins. And for the basic fields, we map them to built-in types, or like date times and so on. For the related fields, we only store the related value at this point. We will resort them later. And for fields that references other fields, like many-to-ones, many-to-many, and so on, we just store the model name at this point. And then, so for instance, in the previous case, we had 3 files defining the REST partner. At this point, we have 3 sets of data on this model, and then we aggregate all the data. So we merge everything. Then, when we have all this, we have enough information to resolve the related fields. And then, when we have the related fields, we have all the data of any Odoo module. We generate the class and write them into files. So now about the limitations. Okay. In Python, when you write a function, an argument can have a default value. We reuse that. Except this default value could be an instance of something, like it could be also a lambda. And you lose the actual definition at runtime. One idea that I have is maybe read the Python file to find the actual definition. I don't know. Another issue is the volume of generated code. In our project, we have 150 modules. And for each module, you generate all the classes for all the Odoo models that are available. And for each of these, you generate all the fields and all the signatures. So you end up with 2 million lines of code for 100K line of code at the beginning. So you have the issue of navigation and versioning, if you should even version that at all. Indexation takes a lot of time initially and a lot of storage. So one solution would be to create more compile files. I have no idea how at this point. And the question is also, should this be version at all? Or since they are generated in a deterministic way, maybe it should just be not version and generated like maybe in a pre-commit or something. Another issue is the class name collisions. So for the models themselves, I fixed that by generating the name of the class based on the name of the Odoo model, which should be almost unique, because you have points and underscores, and you could have conflict there, but at this point I didn't find an issue. But the other issue is with the typings. If in one function you have a typing to a date from one package, and in another function you have also a date from another package, in the generated model you import one of them depending on the order usually. So you can have issues like that. Well, we just should find a way to detect them and generate aliases for them, or even generate unique aliases for all the types. But I don't know how the files would be readable at this point. There's also an issue because to analyze the file, I import them. So if you break your file, you cannot import it, and you cannot generate the types. But if you break the types, maybe you cannot import the file. So if you break the types, you cannot regenerate the types. So one solution possible is to use actual stub files. I did that in the first iteration, but I had issues, so I just reverted to create actual classes. But maybe now that I have something that works, I should reconsider this. Also, classic issue. This was a proof of concept. I wrote it during some nights and some weekends. So the code is not really simple. So I think there are a lot of ways to improve it. And also to finish the unit test, I have one unit test at this point. And yeah, I'd like to improve the coverage and to fix some bug. There's also the issue of navigation. Because in your ID, you can do command or control and click on the function, and it will try to figure out what is the definition. But in this case, it will go to the typing class. So you lose that, and also the fact that if you're trying to look for def of your function, you will have ton of the results. So this issue, you might solve it by ID dependent solution. Maybe you could tell the ID to look for, when using the autocomplete, to use these files, but not for navigation. I don't know. There's also the issue of dependency order. I don't know if it's an actual issue, but it's just that I haven't taken the time to ensure that I do it in the correct order. So there might be some issues when you have one module that overrides another model and redefines the signature, and depending on the order, you might not have the correct signature, which could be an issue if you use keyword args, because I've found some example where the arguments were renamed from a module to another. And then the biggest one would be to actually use it, because I just finished this a couple days ago, and to find out what is the best workflow for it. As I said, whether we should version the files or not, we should use it as pre-commits, or should they be generated by the CI directly, and so on and so forth. Anyway, thank you for listening to this presentation. Feel free to come and see me later to discuss it, or any other subject for that matter. And in the meantime, do you have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you deal with inheritance like inherits and not just inherit, like with product template and product?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have to repeat the question? No, it's okay. Okay. Yeah, look to the inherit field in the class, and I just find it. Yeah.
I don't know if you make any use of configuration files for the tool. Have you considered, like, because you mentioned generating a lot of code for all the dependencies and all the modules, that instead of generating everything, making opt-in? So basically, for example, for us, like we have some custom modules developed. We just use types for those.
Well, I thought about config files, but for another use case, it was like to override manually some classes. But I'll take a note for your suggestion. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So first, an opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think these files belong to GitHub.
Yeah.
Don't commit 2 million lines in your project. Second, there was a talk by Stéphane Bidoul at Odoo XP 2 years ago. You know about it? So yeah, he made for those who maybe missed that one, he made a prototype with a patch on the Odoo source code to change the way the ORM would declare things. Sounded interesting, and he's here. So if you haven't discussed with him, go ahead. He's a nice guy.
Yeah. I'll do. Thanks.
When you look to the hierarchy of modules, do you only take into account those installed?
No, I don't look at those installed. I just look at dependency, the depends field in the manifest.
Okay, so you can also pick up a field from a module that is not installed yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That the classes are generated as what the fields are supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay.
Actually, it's more of a suggestion because you mentioned one of the problems is this circular dependencies that sometimes depending on how the order that you declare the module, some fields are overwritten, which is the order and so on. Yeah, that's kind of a nightmare situation when like you have this kind of bugs that you don't understand why this one works, this one doesn't, because you just installed in the different order. Yeah. And maybe to help the user making a warning, say like, hey, you have this situation where you have fields which are conflicting and would help us at least debug a lot if you know that we have this kind of dependency situation. Yeah,
I haven't looked into modules that, I don't know if it's even possible. I haven't tried yet. If a module can change the type of a given field also. So yeah, it's possible. Okay, I figured. It's good.
Date, time, and date.
Yeah.
Common
okay.
case, but
okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.